Colt Stream, 1 o'clock, probably right now when you're watching this, or it's already going on. But today I actually want to talk to you guys about something else. I want to talk about the Hoosiers. As you see by the title, I say Indiana in the playoffs. It's kind of a double, poetry, whatever, I don't know. A little thumbnail. I was given the idea by a commenter, don't know who exactly sent that in, but you know who you are. Thank you for the idea of in the playoffs. I think it was actually a Ohio State fan. I've actually had some really good chats with certain Ohio State fans. Shout out to y'all for being respectful, even with that big loss that we took to y'all. Obviously, just had the loss to Michigan for you guys, but we should both have teams in the playoff. Let's talk about how much that win against Purdue matters. First of all, 66-0 is absolutely insane. Nothing short of it. Yes, they've lost by 38-10 to Oregon, 45-0 to Ohio State, but 66-0 is another level of killing. There was never a point in that game where I thought to myself, oh, Purdue even has a chance. To put into perspective, there was a point late in the game. I think Purdue got a little more yards, but I think with about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 66 points to Purdue's 67 total yards. Dominant. IU had one fluke game where they didn't play up to their standard. I think they would have only lost to Ohio State by 10 or 7. I do go back on that. And I think, and I don't think I've said this in a video specifically, Indiana can beat a Penn State. Yeah, the Penn State, they're going to play in the Big Ten Championship. Now, that could change. We'll see how they play Oregon. But they could beat a Penn State. They could beat whoever the Big 12 champion is, Arizona State or Iowa State. They could beat Miami or Clemson if somehow one of them makes it. I don't think they beat SMU. SMU is really good. They could honestly, and this is going to sound wild, they could honestly beat Georgia or Tennessee. Again, these SEC teams aren't as great, I don't think, as we're putting them up to be. Watch that Georgia Tech game. That Georgia Tech team is a mid-level ACC team who most of the ACC took care of easily. Notre Dame even took care of them easily. SMU took care of them. Right? The only one that really didn't was Miami. So it's like, okay, you're saying Georgia's on the level of Miami. Miami, in my opinion, is not a very great team. They're a team Indiana could beat because Miami's only one side of the ball. Indiana's a balanced offense, balanced defense. We are seeing a team that I can talk about like this from the Indiana Hoosiers, guys. This season is nothing short of magical. If Indiana goes in and gets blown out in the first round, I am happier than happy with this season. This is the first year in a rebuild of the Indiana program, a rebuild that's been needed for probably 100 years. This is a program that has had no success, period. This is a program that I have not personally seen win a bowl game, better yet, a playoff game. This is a program that has been the laughingstock and in the toilet bowl of Power 4, Power 5, whatever you want to call it, my whole life. And what they did last night was show the world we deserve to be in. So who are they going to play first? I think it's projected maybe they'll play Penn State still if Penn State, let's say, loses. But what if it becomes, oh, they have to play SMU or they got to play Miami? Again, I think a lot of the first-round matchups are going to be very favorable. And honestly, with the way Ohio State played, if Ohio State plays their worst game against Indiana, I think Indiana could win in a rematch. I think this playoff is going to be all about who gets hot, who's not. And finally, let me close with this. Why does Indiana deserve to get in, Luke, if they didn't play anybody? I read a comment on Instagram that really brought it up to me and reminded me what I've been trying to say to y'all. All these ranked higher up teams have lost to unranked or mid-level teams, right? Georgia has the loss to Ole Miss. So, I mean, they're not mid-level maybe, but they're 8-3, whatever, right? 3-loss team. Tennessee has the loss to Arkansas, mid-level team. Alabama has the loss to Oklahoma by 3 scores, mid-level team. Notre Dame, obviously, they lost to NIU, which they're way better than that loss. My point is, Indiana's also way better than their loss to probably the number, what, you'd say 7 or 8 probably team now. I don't know how far Ohio State falls, right, how far. But my point is, they don't lose these mid-level teams, they kill them. 66-0. I get Purdue is a one-win team, But rivalry weekend, guys, was unpredictable. There were close games everywhere. It did not matter. Alabama, Auburn, obviously 14-point game. You had Syracuse obviously taking down Miami. You had SMU put it on Cal, which I think was pretty impressive too. Again, actually, if you're asking me, I think SMU is probably the hottest team in college football. Everybody's thinking South Carolina. SMU is doing crazy things over there. But it should be fun. Indiana in the playoffs. I'll keep talking about them. We'll see what the committee does, where they put them. I'd honestly like to see them go up to 9. They were 10. I think they should be up with Miami losing. I think Miami should go behind them. Miami 2 losses to Syracuse and Tech versus Indiana's 1 loss to Ohio State. I mean, what do you guys think? Comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. Go Hoosiers. Go Big Red. Cream and Crimson on top. Let's go, baby.